What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. So usual team selection video. What we're going to do, have a look at how we got on in game week 9. It was a roller coaster of a game week, I can say that. And then we'll have a look ahead to game week 10, transfer plans, team selection, captaincy, everything like that. So let's dive straight into it. So I made 2 transfers going into game week 9. I took a -4 because Lukaku was injured. Lukaku to Toney and then Greenwood to Kai Havertz. I wanted Havertz. I wanted a Chelsea attacker for that fixture run. Boy, do I wish I went for Mason Mount now after his hat-trick, but Kai Havertz was the obvious pick for me. It just didn't pay off as much as I'd hoped. So, in terms of how my team actually got on, in goal, we have Sanchez, who scored 4 points. More than I expected, to be honest, against Manchester City. He made more saves than he's practically made all season so far. So, 4 points because of his save points and bonus. Happy enough with that. In terms of the defence, Rudiger got 9. Pretty good. I wish I had Chilwell. Chilwell is a player I really want in my team. And when I wildcard in a few weeks' time, Chilwell will definitely come in. But Rudiger 9 with his assist and his clean sheet. Happy with that. Cancelo, 1 point. Expected more from Manchester City in this game, particularly from a defensive point of view, but it was a penalty. Ederson mistake cost me my clean sheet, as I'm sure it did to a lot of you as well. But finally, Trent completing a pretty good performance for my defense and goalkeeper this week. 10 points, clean sheet, assist, 1 bonus point as well. Happy enough with that. 10 points to combine with Rudiger's 9 and Sanchez with 4. In terms of the midfield, it's not nearly as positive viewing. So, of course, Captain Salah. Everyone who captained Salah, well done. A lot of points there. 24 double to 48. So happy with that. But the rest of my midfield did absolutely nothing at all. Sarr blank, Havertz blanks, Benrahma blank, Rafinha blanked. It's going to have to be where I used my transfer this week. And up front, Antonio got his goal against Tottenham 7, but Toney did blank my other transfer in. So not great. Antonio and Salah, the only attackers to get me any points. And the worst part is I benched Hwang Hee-chan this week, who got 8 points, which would have been more than any of my other attackers returned this week. Not taking a hit to get Havertz as well, but it is what it is. It's what I did, and I will have to accept that and move on to next week. I did do okay this week. I got 90 points with a -4, so 86. Any of you guys who are in the 100 club, let me know in the comments. Well done and congratulations on what must have been a very pleasing game week for sure. And it did give me a game week rank of 1.2 million, moved my overall score up to 619, but it did give me a red arrow. So I was at 95k. I moved outside the top 100k to 115k. So that -4 that I took is what did me bad this week. I would have probably had a flat, if not a green arrow, if I hadn't have taken it, but that's how I got on in game week 9. Drop it in the comments down below how you guys got on, any transfers you make. Did you captain Salah? Did you captain someone else? The highlight and the lowlights of your game week, drop them in the comments down below. So now let's have a look at some potential transfers for game week 10. So as you can see below me, got 4.7 million in the bank now because I downgraded Lukaku so heavily, and I've got 1 free transfer to play with. Now, because I'm playing my wildcard in a couple of weeks, I don't want to be rolling transfers. I think I will be making 1 transfer this week. Now, in terms of the players that are on the chopping block for me this week, it is the midfield again that I'm looking at. Rafinha, Sarr and Benrahma, all potentially transfers out. Of course, Ayling is there, but I don't really think it's where I plan on using my transfer. Rafinha, if he's injured, will be the one to go. If not, Sarr or Benrahma are likely to be transfers out for me. Benrahma has a more difficult fixture this week because Sarr is at home to Southampton. I think Watford will score, and given they scored 5 times against Everton, I'd quite like to keep Sarr even if he's on my bench. So Benrahma will probably go unless Rafinha is out injured. In terms of those replacement options, Son, Foden, Mount and Mbeumo are the 4 that I'm considering. Because of the money I've got in the bank, I can go up to Son if I want to. Foden as well. Crystal Palace at home this week. I'm just slightly nervous about whether he starts in game week 10. They do have Champions League and then the big Manchester derby following very quickly after that fixture. So we may want to give him a bit of time off, a bit of a rest in that match in game week 10. Mason Mount next up, of course, the hat-trick hero for Chelsea in game week 9. They had continued to have good fixtures coming up in game weeks 10 and 11. And as well as that, without Lukaku, they're much more free-flowing. We look much better in terms of the way our attackers are linking up, which I think benefits Mount from an FPL point of view. So while Lukaku's out, he may be a good short-term punt for me to go with. And finally is Mbeumo. So again, looking to target those fixtures. Burnley and Norwich are the 2 fixtures that you want to target. We've seen it for Sarr, who I did it with. We saw it for Arsenal as well. Players and teams that aren't on form, if they go into a couple of fixtures against these two teams, they're capable of scoring goals, they're capable of keeping clean sheets, and they're capable of scoring a lot more FPL points than maybe some of the other picks that we can go with. So in terms of those transfers, I do think it will be a midfield that I go with, a midfield change. Rafinha, Sarr, Benrahma are on the chopping block. Rafinha, if he's injured, will have to go. If not, it will likely be Benrahma. And in terms of those replacements, Son, Foden, Mount and Mbeumo are the ones likely coming in. So with all that in mind, let's have a look at how I could potentially line up for game week 10 and the transfer that I think I'm going to make. So one free transfer, I do plan on making it. Now I haven't made it yet. It is not confirmed, but I do think it will be Benrahma out and Mbeumo. So it's actually the same transfer that I think I planned to make last week before there was any injury news to Lukaku. I just want to target those Brentford fixtures. If he's back fit, of course Mbeumo is yellow flagged this week, but I do think he'll be fit from quotes. He looks like he's being rested in the EFL Cup and then he'll be back to start at the weekend. So that is my one predicted transfer. And in terms of how my team will line up, Sanchez in goal, so Liverpool away. It's another difficult fixture for Brighton. Hopefully a few more save points, but I'm not optimistic given how good form Liverpool and of course Mo Salah have been on so far. In terms of the defence, the first one we add in here is João Cancelo. Now, again, a bit like Foden, I'm worried that there might be some rest for Manchester City players given their Champions League game and then Manchester derby. Cancelo will want to play in both of those. So could he be rested in the Cup and then play all 3 games? Or is he going to rest in the Cup and Crystal Palace as well? So I may be looking to my bench in case he doesn't start. But it's a great fixture. There's clean sheet potential and attacking returns as well, potentially for the Portuguese defender. Next up, we add, of course, the double Liverpool, Trent and Salah into my team. Brighton at home. Now, Brighton have been good defensively. They switched to a back 4 against City. I think they'll go to a back 5 again, but there's nothing stopping Trent and Salah scoring points at the moment, particularly Mo Salah, the most in-form player in the league in Europe at the moment. Next up, we add the Chelsea duo in Rudiger and Havertz away at Newcastle. So we thought we might see a bit of a new owner bounce from them. We haven't seen it yet, but of course they're capable of doing it any time. But I'm still hopeful for some points from these two. And I know Chelsea assets are so highly owned at the moment. Next up, we add, at the moment, it is injured Rafinha. Now, if he isn't going to play, he may have to go for my team. But if he is going to start, he is yellow flagged at the moment. But a Norwich away fixture, of course, is what I'm looking to target. Rafinha is the focal point of that Leeds attack. Without Bamford playing, they don't look as good. I give you that. But even without him, I still think Rafinha is capable of returns if he starts. And it's Norwich. And to add on to that, the fixtures that I look to target again is Mbeumo and Toney coming in from Brentford, looking to target that Burnley away fixture that they've got. If Mbeumo is back fit, their partnership that they've got, their goal and assist combination that you can get from them, one of them scoring, one of them getting the assist, that would be dreamland if I could get that this game week. And finally, we look elsewhere up front. So Antonio continues to stay. Now, he could have been on the chopping block, actually. He hasn't scored in a few games. He's been a bit unlucky, but he got that goal against Tottenham. It just reminds me that he's capable of scoring against absolutely anyone in the league. So Villa away, they've looked okay defensively, but I think they'll go to a back 4 now that the likes of Leon Bailey are back. And that will open up a bit more space for Antonio to particularly get a few more points for us. And finally, I'm not making the mistake again. Hwang Hee-chan comes into my starting 11. Everton at home, who conceded 5 times to Watford. I think there'll be goals in this. He comes into my starting 11. And this does mean that I'm leaving Sarr on the bench this week. Now, he has Southampton at home. He's a great first sub. If there's injuries, if there's potential rotation for any of those attackers, then great, Sarr can come in. But at the moment, he is first on my bench going into game week 10. And the final point, the most difficult thing that I have to decide this week is who on earth I'm going to captain. Of course, it's going to be Mo Salah. He's so on form. He scored 107 points so far this season. Next highest in the league, has scored 57. He scored 50 more points than anyone else. 107 points from 9 game weeks. That's over 11 points per week. Salah will be my game week 10 captaincy unless he gets injured or unless we get confirmation that he's not going to play. He'll be the most highly owned player, the most highly captained player. There's not much more I need to do to discuss him, but that is the video. I hope you have enjoyed. Of course, any feedback, any tips, drop them in the comments down below. But of course, your questions ahead of the Game Week 10 deadline, let me know either in the comment section below or over on Twitter. If you have enjoyed the video, please do consider liking and subscribing to the channel. So much to come each and every game week. Thank you, of course, for your ongoing support, and I will see you all very soon.